Yeah, because they have like so much new happenings and updates and revisions that's happening in the US system. Especially, we are more concerned about immigration because, you know, Jamaica is a beautiful country. Its landscape and its flora and its fauna is awesome. The giftedness and talented nature of its people is beyond measure because God has blessed us abundantly. But opportunities there are extremely limited. And if you are to get one, you have to have links. Opportunities there for about 10 people, but 9 people have links. One person have to go through the rigors. You understand? But we look to the first world countries that are more developed, that our ancestors go there to build. You know what I mean? To go there to say if we can get a better life. You know what I'm saying? Better life meaning to earn a little more money to acquire more things so we can feel good about ourselves. But as time goes on, things change, things are adjusted, things are updated. And I have one line, a gentleman who I think is a professional. I think he has been doing this all his life since he has been in the US, and he is now like a prof on the issue of immigration matters, especially surrounding Caribbean people. Erwin, Claire, how are you doing?
Good morning, sir, and good morning to your listeners. I hope you're hearing me well.
Yes, I hear you well, and I think I hear a plate.
Well, I'm gonna try to fix my breakfast in the process, but I'm gonna stop now.
All right, good. Welcome,
All right,
sir. And it's always a pleasure to have you on because once you come
great.
on, I get a ton of messages. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? All right, so there have been a number of updates and revisions. That's the best way I'll put it as it regards to immigration issues in the U.S. Canada,
Hmm.
so much so is not as active in the immigration front, but of
But
course,
but 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 we should not sleep on our laurels on that because the wave of white nationalism
hmm,
and nativism is
yeah,
spreading, and so we must not be too cognizant, we must be cognizant of that situation as well, right?
exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly, because something came out over the weekend about that same issue rearing its head over a period of time in the armed forces here in Canada. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
once
Hmm.
it reaches there, and they said they have been trying to deal with it, but you know what it is? It is a
Yes,
fact that
it is. It is.
those who have a lighter you, they
Hmm.
assume full ownership of whatever God created on this earth. All right.
Without a doubt.
All right, so give us now some of the latest updates as it relates to immigration and especially those that affect our
Hmm.
Caribbean people.
Sure. And I was listening to you now, and I know that your audience is a God-fearing group
Yes, yeah, yeah.
and believe in God. And it's kind of interesting that here goes the paradox because the initiatives that we're going to talk about today is the new public charge rule.
Uh huh.
All right. And I want to start first with this uh, consternation that was caused last week by the new the guy in charge of the Department of Homeland Security. He's acting actually.
Yeah.
His name is Cuccinelli, to
Mm-hmm.
suggest he's Italian,
Yes.
and he said he's a great grandson of Italian immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
All right, all right. As you all know that Emma Lazarus's words that are etched on the Statue of Liberty, it says, "Give me your tired, your poor." All right, those are part of the American ethos.
Yes.
Well, now this is how I'm interpreting my brethren.
Uh huh.
Him say, where's he agreed about the poem, his own revision, and this is a guy who is administering and executing the immigration rules and regulations. He says, for him it means give me your tired and your poor, who can stand on their own 2 feet and who will not become a public charge.
A slave. So like a some slave you want look then.
No, what I'm saying is that him no want people of color, people of Hispanic, because those are usually the persons who need an opportunity to get to the next level and become good citizens. Him no want those persons anymore. And let's not forget that those words that Emma Lazarus wrote on the Statue of Liberty, the folks who are coming in then to the United States were people who were persecuted, religiously persecuted, people who had challenges in their respective countries and wanted an opportunity here in the United States, who
Yes.
were largely Irish, Italians, and from Europe.
Yes.
Those same people now, many of whom are what who make up the evangelicals in this country,
Uh-huh.
are championing the cause to this whole new public charge rule
Uh-huh.
because they see the emerging convergence of the new immigrant, the browning of the population.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I've always argued that when President Trump came to office and everybody was caught up in this hullabaloo about, and I use the term illegal immigration here only because of the context, that it was about illegal immigration. I said no, because illegal immigration is something that this country can deal with if they want.
Exactly.
It is about legal immigration, changing the mindset of our people towards legal immigration. And if you notice, and I go into what is this new public charge rule, which is the most aggressive attempt to block legal immigrants, and it is far more exclusionary than anything has ever been done before.
Yeah, trust me.
All right.
I've been watching some of the local cable channels, and I hear the analysts breaking it down.
Yes,
It is quite restrictive.
it is. And you see, it deals with a lot of hypocrisy too. Because, first of all, let me just categorically state, and this is by research done by conservative think tanks. And when we say conservative think tanks, the persons who would want to put up more controls and make sure that people don't get certain things. They basically say, and this is from an entity called the Pew Research. They basically say, or sorry, the Cato Research. They basically say that immigration contributes more to the system than it takes out. And even when the immigrants are taken out of the system, listen carefully now,
Yes.
they take out smaller amounts and at shorter periods. So even a per capita basis, meaning that the typical white American here take out more from welfare
Yes.
at a longer period of time than brown people do.
Exactly.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So because they're usually the higher echelon of the economic cycle, so they demand higher degrees and then stay upon it longer. No, I say that to say this. As we now speak, and for persons who are involved in immigration processing here, there is a means-tested program for persons who are adjusting their status and those persons who are petitioning for persons outside of the country to enter the country. It says that the applicant, I should say the petitioner, meaning that if I'm petitioning for my wife and she's in Barbados,
Yes.
I have to meet certain poverty line prerequisites. Yeah, all right. Meaning that, for example, based on my tax return, that's why again now, and the message we learned this morning is the importance of being in the system. If you're working in the United States, you should file your income taxes.
Yes.
Because it now says that based on your income tax for that financial year, you must be at 125% of the poverty line. So, for example, a person who is single
Yes.
and is petitioning for their spouse,
Yes.
at an average, they must be showing at least $22,000 per year on their income tax return, not in their bank account, their income tax return.
Okay.
All right. The system usually asks for a 3-year period of tax filing, but the most critical year used to determine whether or not I qualify on my own to bring my wife here is that figure.
Right.
No, what is this basically saying? This is saying that the system says, based on that income you earn, you can take care of yourself and your wife at the basic level.
Exactly.
And they're also using that as the mark in the sand to say that the chances of one going on to public role is lessened by the fact that there is an active working person in the family, and this would, translate to the next person. No, there's some subjectivity. Now, with the new ruling, it provides some new subjectivities here, because A guy who's sitting there going to look on you, Barrel man, and say, "Boy, your name Barrel man." I wonder what that means now. You're brown or you're black. You're coming from one of the SHIT holes countries.
Right.
What are the chances of you going on the public welfare? What are the chances of you going on means tested programs, meaning, for example, food stamps, Section 8, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
You might just look back and say, "Boy, I think you're going to go on it now, and I can deny your application." Just like that.
Just
Period.
so.
Just like that.
Just
Just
an
like that.
imagery. Just
an imagery.
look.
The whole, what I just mentioned to you.
Yeah.
It gives them that latitude. And case in point, in 2016, and this is their DHS record, there were 6 or under 10 persons denied based on the present rules. Present rules.
Uh-huh.
And after the ratcheting up of the assault on legal immigration and the zero tolerance by this president and administration, over 5,500 persons of the Latino communities were denied based on the rule already as it is, not the expanded rule.
But Erwin, let me. I'm just kind of digging into this a little more. Now, what is wrong with a system? Philosophically, what is wrong with a system like that? You are trying to manage the affairs of your country, the financial affairs. It's a large population. There are the demands on the country is very high, right? And what is wrong with me saying as the custodian to say, here what, I am going to try my best to limit as much as I can, or to eliminate, if possible, anyone who is an alien to my country because they're not a citizen, anyone who is going to come in and add to the burden on my country.
All right.
And to do that, I am going to put some stipulations in place that will almost give me the cream of the crop. Those who will be able to contribute and try to siphon out those who will be more of a burden than anything else.
All right. So let me go back to Emma Lazarus' words that are etched on the Statue of Liberty and how this country was built. See? Remember, it's a cultural war, To do this, you have to change the mindset of the people as it relates to immigration and the contributions of immigrants to this country.
But the thoughts of Emma Lazarus at that time, though, Erwin, CLARE, is a different time from now.
Yes, but listen to this now. You don't see a lot of people from Greenland or them countries there rushing to the United States.
No,
they aren't. All right, that's number one. It's not about the quality of the type of brown people per se. It's about removing, eliminating, reducing the influx of immigrants into this country. Because here's this now. America's population, America is not underpopulated, America's population amongst white people is on the decline. And that is why people ask whether, and we can argue this thing on the not only the legals, but your belief structure.
Yes.
And that is why they go after Planned Parenthood so much, because it's 90% of people who use Planned Parenthood are white women. And they're looking at those 100,000, 150,000 fetuses every year that people are born. It's an onslaught on the white population. Meanwhile, conversely, the other side is growing people like leaps and bounds.
Yeah, like ants. One black person having 6.
No, not black person instead. Jews and Hispanics.
Yes, and they're having a lot.
Yes, but here's this now, to go back to your question. You are right. A country can make the determination who it has to come into the country. Similar to Canada. Canada cherry picks, but it is now becoming more liberal. Why? Because it needs to fill certain criteria, certain categories.
Especially in employment, labor, that sort of stuff.
Yes, and it's not necessarily always at the higher echelon, because when all of us are making $150,000 jobs, who will be cleaning the streets?
True.
who will be cutting the lawns? And this is not by any means to say that is only what immigrants come in and do. They come in, they start there,
And they
and they
move
build
up.
themselves up,
Right.
and also sustain
The economy.
large cities that normally would be closed down.
Exactly. Because there are
All
some
right.
things, I have learned, Erwin, that there are some jobs that white Canadians are not going to do.
Period.
They prefer to live on the welfare. They
All
do
right.
such and get and earn certain amount, and then the system covers the rest of their living expenses. They're not going to do certain jobs.
And they are the majority of users of the welfare system. All right. Same thing here in America, because it's not a question as to how much money being spent on the welfare system here, because the numbers dispute if you should use it as a conversation.
Yes.
The numbers dispute it. All right. So it comes back down now to the whole situation. It is clearly, it has racism as part of it. It also has the whole situation and how, at the same token, to marginalize and to keep out certain persons. Because the fact here is this, is that when you look at who are making the significant contributions now, when houses are built here in many of the major cities, immigrants are buying them.
Yes.
You understand me? When new businesses are to start, look at the major businesses that have started in the United States recently. I'd venture to say that 7 out of 10 are immigrant persons.
Yes.
You see?
Look at the president's wife. Look at the president.
Well, we won't go there. Those are taboo issues, okay?
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know.
You're right.
Yeah.
Well, all of his wives come from overseas, are immigrants. And at one point, they were undocumented immigrants too.
At some point, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Until they become legalized.
yes. So this new rule here, so that our your listeners can be cognizant of it, and I just want to share some stuff here so that they can be aware of some of the do's and the don'ts. Just to let you know, in a layman's term, it calls for, you see, they basically are saying that for example right now, and I have to say this quickly because even new discussions are coming out as to if these things are fully implemented. And I must say to your listeners, they are not yet implemented. It's scheduled to go in October, but we still see that being pushed back because as of present, near 20 states have already filed lawsuits. The ACLU has already filed lawsuits. Many immigrant groups have filed lawsuits. So there will be an injunction, no doubt.
Yes.
All right. To delay it. But what it has done already, it has achieved probably 50% of its intention.
Yes.
Because most of these things that Trump and his administration puts out, is that the most effective tool that they have managed to utilize is a tool called fear.
Yes. Fear and anxiety.
Yes. And as a result, people withdraw. And when people pull back, what happens now? There's a longer term burden. Because I'm saying to you now, to your listeners who are out there with immigration challenge, yes, you can access healthcare in the United States. We say to you, use it through the emergency room perspective. Yes, you should go out and purchase medical plans to satisfy your family's health. No, what happens here is that these rules here will force people to believe they can't do these things. So we could be looking at a sicker immigrant community.
Yeah.
A sicker immigrant community can only be more burdensome on society in the long run.
So information is very important then. Good and clear steps as to what you can do from what you can't do is very important to the immigrant at this time.
Yes, because if you have children who are born here in the United States, they are United States citizens. They are entitled to all benefits to them.
Yes.
But think about it now. A parent with children born here feel fearful of the system, realizing that they can't have it, may necessarily feel the same thing goes for their children.
Okay.
There lies some significant challenges where education becomes critical.
Yeah.
Of course, Section 8, means tested program, Section 8, meaning that you get assistance with your housing,
Mm-hmm.
food stamps, those are not for undocumented immigrants and certain classes of green card holders, depending how long they have been here.
Yes.
All right. No, I know that I can speak very, very frank and firm on this. Most, in 90% of Caribbean nationals, will not find ourselves in situations where we want to relax and just live on the public grass. There are some people, but
Will.
it's not the majority, bar man.
Yeah, that's
Because
true. That's true. That's true.
because
Some do,
yeah,
and them
some
do it
do.
hard.
Yeah, do it hard,
Them
right?
do-
And but they're no different than
from
whoever is
anybody
on.
else, from the
Yes,
Hispanics, or even from
but
the whites, right?
yeah, but the majority, we are when it come on to pride, we don't like we know say nobody agree with nothing.
Exactly.
And furthermore, we are cognizant of our actions because guess what? Our children are observing because we want our children to be better.
Mm-hmm.
That is how I understand my people to be.
Right.
And yes, there's some exceptions, but I don't dwell on the minority.
That's true.
Yes, yeah, I accentualize the positive.
Yeah.
You understand me? All right. So I'm saying to folks there is this: if you have your green card, and I have to stress this, and you qualify for citizenship, this is your ticket to rid you from these challenges. All right. If you have been on some of these programs before and you're concerned, still go out and apply for your citizenship. Don't let that deter you.
Right.
There are some people who have had to have supplemental income because of circumstances. Yes, they're still go out. You know, go out and apply for your citizenship. Don't deter. Right. But I say to folks now that if you're in a position of petition for your loved ones and family, the law still allows you to go out and petition for them. Even if you can't make the poverty line, you can get a co-sponsor. Well, let me explain something about the whole situation. The co-sponsor now, it's a responsibility. So make sure that whomever you're supporting, wherever you are assisting, you have some significant conversations with them.
Yes.
You know who you're working with,
Yes.
who you're dealing with, because they could put you in a position of challenge.
Exactly.
All right.
Especially those who split off.
Yes.
They come on
yes.
good terms and them split
Yes.
off and then they go
Yes.
and they start pressure the system. You know,
Yes.
say that
Yes.
gonna mash you up, right? That's
And I think we have to speak to the community and speak to them firm.
frankly and firm.
Firm. We're in this country. Caesar's rule applies.
That's right.
However, it doesn't stop us from understanding the system, engaging the system, making your children go to school and learn. They position themselves to become politicians in years to come. I for example, have this young man down there now in Florida, in Miami. And at some point, Barrel Nation have to reach out and let the people in Florida know those who can vote and those who can assist. There's a young man positioned to become a commissioner down there in Miami.
Yeah.
His name is Marlon Hill, a young man who has worked tirelessly in the Jamaican and Caribbean community in the diaspora.
Yeah.
He's he's an attorney, making himself available to represent so that we have a voice at the table, because that section of Miami, just to divert, and people may say, why you go there? Because you see the changes that we're going through right now, the only way we're going to have a pushback
is to have a voice.
Is to have a voice. And we're going to start at the ground level. We have to start at the ground level because that's where the decisions are taken.
Exactly.
And it goes up. You understand me? We have to support people like that. All right? And don't feel that all is lost. All is not lost.
Never lost.
It is lost. No, it is lost if we sit on our behinds and do
nothing. Exactly. But I miss the justice system there. I kind of like the Supreme Court there. They seem fair.
well, you're saying that tongue in cheek.
Yeah, you know what I mean. They throw out some things and they keep some things and whatever.
Yeah.
But okay. So here what you do for me then? Link us up with Marlon so that
Yeah,
you know what I
man.
mean. I think we can have a
Yeah, man.
conversation and think.
Yes, yes.
One of these Monday mornings.
You'll find him a refreshing voice.
Right, good.
You know,
Because
powerful you, powerful
yeah,
you.
because you know what? Every Monday morning now, we want to make sure that we touch on matters that affect our Caribbean people, especially Jamaicans. Because our blood Jamaican anyway me there. And there are issues that actually affect our people, that can affect those who are back home who have the prospects of coming. And when I read
Yeah,
some of the things, you know what I mean,
yeah,
even
bro.
at the point of you applying for even a
Yes, sir.
visitor's visa in Jamaica,
Yes,
you can be
yes,
denied
yes.
just so because of something
Yeah, man.
else that
Yeah,
you
man.
that is
Yeah, man.
unrelated to you personally.
And there's no recourse.
Exactly, it just
And
then does so.
meanwhile, them take your money.
Exactly, and then give you a refund and then give back half of the
Exactly.
money for say whatever. But it
Yes,
is what it
yes,
is.
yes.
Thank you
It is
so
what it
much,
is.
Erwin. Time run out on
Quite
us.
welcome, my friend. All the best,
I
my
can't
friend.
believe it's half an hour done. But I'll talk
Yeah,
to you
man,
after
it's
the
done.
program so we can
One
link
love.
up Marlon, we can have him
Yeah,
next
man.
week. But thank you
All
so
right.
much again and have a
All right,
wonderful
cool.
rest of the day.
All right, peace.
All right, good. So ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Erwin Clare, the the immigration guru for the Caribbean community. He's in charge of Caribbean Immigration Services, and for those who know about Jamaica, Team Jamaica Bickle, who has assisted our athletes, our school athletes who come up to pen relays. Very, very informative discussion. I'm going to have this